What would you do if you can get leads for $50? That is, businesses interested in hiring your MSP company for managed IT, for IT support, and things of that nature. Well, that's exactly what we are going to learn in this video, so let's get into it. Google Ads for MSPs can be extremely lucrative for your MSP company. You just need to know how to implement it. And a lot of the PPC agencies and MSP marketing agencies don't do it the right way, because in order to do it the right way, you need to put a lot of time and effort. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the most important things that you need to set up when it comes to Google Ads, and that is about your campaigns structure. Now, before I show you the spreadsheet, you need to think about targeting a service area, okay? So that is distributed between how many cities you have in the radius that you service, because this is exactly how we structure our campaigns. And if you've seen some of my videos, you will know that I suggest to create multiple landing pages for each city or location that you target. This is going to help you to do multiple things. One is speak directly to the person that is visiting that landing page, because it's not the same if I'm in one city and I'm searching for MSP or managed IT services in another city and your city page shows up. It's not going to be the same. But if you have a specific landing page for that city and that's a city that you service, that's great. That is someone arriving to that page, reading that you offer services in that city, and that's aligned to what they are searching. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to have an office in that city, but if you service that area, that's perfect. Now that we get that out of the way, I'm going to show you how to structure your ads campaign. But before, I'm going to show you an example of one campaign that we just launched, so you can see the type of results that you could get with these type of strategies. Now, I'm going to be blurring some information to protect the privacy of the client, but here we go. So as you can see, we launched this on July 4th, right? It's the worst time to launch an ad campaign, probably. And you can see that we've had 64 clicks, 333 impressions, so about 10% click-through rate, which is really good. Average cost per click is $3, and cost of the total is $194. So the way that we usually start is we start small and we grow over time, so we have the maximum control of the ad budget that the company has in our possession. So you can see 64 clicks, 64 impressions. If I scroll here and I go to conversions, I see all 5 total conversions, so that's great. And then if we look at cost per conversion, $38.82. So just imagine if someone that has maybe in a smaller side 5 seats and 5 computers, and maybe you can charge $1,000. If you get from 5 conversions, if you get one of those, this is amazing. That's the example. Now let's talk about how to structure this, okay? So as you can see here, we have several columns, and I'm going to explain each of them. So most of the marketing agencies that work with pay-per-click, when it comes to campaign, what they will do is do what we do as an ad set. So let's say that they do manage IT services. So what they would do is they create a campaign with managed IT services. Then we target all the cities, they target all the cities that you service, and then they send ads to a landing page that is general. So it's not specific for the city that you offer. So when you do that, the conversion rate is lower and the ad spend is higher, because the quality of the ad related to the landing page is lower than what we do, okay? What you want to do is just manage IT services. You move it to the ad set, okay? And I'm going to explain all of this in a minute. So in general, in pay-per-click, you have campaigns. The campaigns contain ad sets, which is group of things. So a campaign could be a service, an ad set could be part of your service, and then keywords is what people search, okay? So for example, in our case, what we do is we create city here, and this is why targeting multiple cities come in place. So I'm going to actually do city 1. The ad set is the specific service that you offer. So let's say IT support and cyber security. Going to keep it like this so it's simple. So in this case, all these be under the same city, right? So if you have 20 cities, this will need to go something like this. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 campaigns. Each campaign has 3 ad sets. And because the reason why you do it that way is because each service is going to be different. Okay, so let's say instead of cybersecurity, we say co-manage. So for example, someone that is looking for managed IT services is going to be different than someone that is looking for co-managed IT services, right? In, let's say this is Portland, to say something. The reason why is because it's very likely that someone that is looking for managed IT services don't know too much about IT, right? Usually, let's say it's a law firm, it's a health center, something like that, right? It could be something a little bit bigger, but I mean, a health center doesn't necessarily need to be small, but someone that is looking for co-managed IT services in this city is going to understand IT way more than someone that is not understanding IT, which is in the first 2 groups. Okay. All right. So let's say that I'm looking for managed IT services in Portland, right? And I arrive to a landing page that it says managed IT services Portland. I feel that I'm in the right place. Okay. Now, keywords. Keywords will be every single iteration of anything that has to do with managed IT services for that city. Okay, so this is going to be all the same. So managed IT services, managed IT services company, best managed IT services, managed IT near me. All these terms are going to go into this ad set. So anybody that is searching something relevant or very close by to our ad group, our main service, is going to land on this ad. And then you do the same for IT support and then co-manage IT. Okay. Okay. So there are 3 types of targeting for your ads. One is exact, one is phrase, and one is broad. Exact means that only when people type exactly this search term, the ad is going to show up. Phrase mean whenever people type something that includes that keyword, then the ad will show. And then the broad is if someone types something that contains one of the words on that search term, then the ad will show. So if we do manage IT services, the exact will be under quotes, and it will be if someone types this exactly, then the ad would show. It's not exactly like that how Google is behaving, but let's keep it simple. Phrase will be, let's say, managed IT services company. That will be a word that contains anything here, and then managed IT services, someone that types manage computer, the ad will show. So what we recommend is to start with exact and phrase, right? The reason why you do that is because that is the closest you can get to someone surfing for your services. Okay, so we have these components. Okay, so far so good. Let me summarize this. You have campaign. Campaign is each city that you service. Then you have the ad set, that is each service that you offer. Then you have the keywords per ad set. So in this case, we mentioned that managed IT service will have a lot of variations of that. And then you break down these by exact and phrase, and those are the type of searches that you are going to add to your campaigns, right? Great. So after that, you have 2 other things. You have ads and landing pages, right? So each ad is going to land on a landing page. In our case, for the first one will be yourcompany.com/manage IT services Portland, right? If that's the structure of your website. For IT support, it will be, copy this here, it will be IT support, right? And for co-manage, it will be co-manage IT. You can do services or just like that. So now you have, for each city, you're going to have the landing pages per city, per service, which is what I've mentioned in other videos, right? So in this case, for managed IT services for the city of Portland, you will have your domain.com managed IT services Portland. And then each ad is going to land on one of these pages. Now, what do you do with your ads, right? How do you structure your ads? So the ads have two main things. One is the headlines and the other one is the descriptions. So headlines, let me show you something. So the headline is this bold element, right? And what Google does is usually combines multiple headlines, right? So if you see this element here, those are two different headlines that Google is combining. If you look at all these, those are two different headlines as well. And if you compare these two, those are two different headlines. So you can add a ton of them, and I suggest you to add multiple because Google changed them to try to find the best converting ad that you can have. So in this case, SMB managed IT services, managed IT services. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of why I like and why I don't like those ads, right? SMB, a lot of small businesses don't know what SMB is, okay? Or if they know, I don't think it's the majority of people. So if I type SMB, I'm going to almost want to talk with some specific type of people that know what that means, right? I would personally keep it broad and not at SMB. And I could keep it as managed IT services, managed IT experts. This is pretty simple, right? The next one, managed IT services, the all-in-one MSP platform. So in this case, this is very interesting because they are trying to capture people that are looking for the services with a platform, which is weird, but I'm not sure that there's a lot of secure and backup your customers environments with enterprise. So this seems to be targeting MSPs, which is interesting. And then local IT solutions provider, affordable managed IT nearby. So this is almost like the closest one because it's saying managed IT nearby and it's going through the near me. And then local IT solutions provider. This could be relevant, but I will still keep it as managed IT services. However, maybe Google has found that this is the best combination of them. So this is what the headlines are. So you need to think when you're writing headlines, what people is reading, right? So the best way to do is just to write a bunch of headlines, combine a couple of them, send it to someone that doesn't know anything about IT. You know, send it to, I don't know, your grandma or your significant other if they don't understand much of IT, and tell them if they understand what they're looking at. And if they do, that's a great starting point. Okay, so that's it. That will be part of the headings of the ads. And now if we go to the description of the ads, in this case, the description is what's below. And those are call to actions or different additional assets that you can add it, internal links and things like that. Okay, so TPX managed services, expand your IT team with the in-house without the in-house hassle. Get in touch. Improve your IT efficiency and reduce downtime with TP managed IT. Get in touch. So what I like about this is that they are talking about the main pain points. What I don't like is that get in touch is twice. This is a little bit redundant. I will keep it at the end. Maybe this is what Google does because again, Google changes your descriptions. You have a limited amount of things, but there are a couple of things here that I like. And I like that they have links to internal pages. I'm not sure if managed firewalls will be something that a lot of people understand, the average, but it is what it is. Then we have enable. I'm not going to even read it. And then local IT solutions. Don't let IT problems slow you down. Our managed services near you can help. Call us now, which is what the majority of businesses experience when they have IT problems, and then we can help. Call us now. So those are some good examples that we can take ideas from and you can use for your ad. Now that we have that, we have the landing page. Obviously, I've talked about landing pages before, so check on my videos to see how to structure your landing pages. And then on your ads, you have the bid type, right? Mostly what you do when you are doing keyword research, Google is going to give you a max and a minimum cost per click. Cost per click is how much you pay every time that someone clicks on your ad. If you remember our example, in our case, where is average cost per click is $3, okay? So when you do your research, each city is different and each campaign is different. You will start with a little bit higher of the lowest cost per click, right? So let's say that your cost per click is going to be maximum $20, minimum $3. Maybe I would go between 5 and 7, okay? And then what you do is you bid on clicks. You don't bid on cost per acquisition because this is later. So the strategy here is you start with cost per clicks. So you say, I want to pay $7 per click, knowing that I'm probably going to average between 5 and 10% click-through rate. And then I'm going to convert maybe at 10%. Right? So then you make the numbers and know how much a lead is going to cost you. Usually what we do is we start, depending on your budget, at $20 to $50 per city. Now, you are unlikely going to spend all that, but you need to be on top of it and every day log into your campaign. In this campaign, every single city is at $20 per day. And we have like 17 cities and towns. And it has only spent $164, as I show you, I think it was, over all the campaigns during 7 days. Now, Google is optimizing right now, but that's what it is. Okay, so bid type, you do cost per click. And then when you have enough data, you go back to CPA, cost per acquisition. And that means I want leads for, let's say, $50, or the max that I would pay for a lead is $100. So then you start playing with it in order to get the best results you can get, okay? Now, there's two main type of conversions that I suggest. One is website visits, and that is when someone clicks on your ad, goes to your website and fills a form. The majority of the calls that you will recognize if you have a website that is somehow rankings is going to be form fills. Like very few people go to an IT company, give them a call, and start talking to them about what they need. They used to fill up a form and then you call them, right? But you can do website visits and call ads, and then within this you can do organic and you can do local. Local are the ones that are going to show on the Google My Business. So if we can see here, nobody's running ads now, but let's see Portland. We go back here, no one is bidding on the local, so that's surprising. IT services. Maybe we need to go to Portland and start talking to these IT companies because nobody is. But anyhow, you will see some ads here on the local results as well, and those are really good also to get leads for your MSP. And that's it. Ad placement is kind of like what I touch with, which is where to place the ads, and that's the whole structure. Okay, so for some people this might be a little bit complex, but what you need to do is just go to your Google Ads, create a campaign, and start looking at this and making sure that you are following these steps and you are controlling your budget. If you have any questions or if you want us to implement this type of marketing strategy for your MSP, go to our website and give us a call or fill up the form that we have there, and we will have a conversation and see if we might be able to help you. If you want access to this spreadsheet, I'm going to leave a link below so you can download it and use it as a framework for your company. That's all. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Go to our website if you want help, and I'll see you in the next one.